Thanks very much, Adam. Yeah, so you've been watching at home, you've been shouting at the telly, you've been emailing, you've been tweeting, you've been letting us know what you think. Joe Timon from YouGov is here with me. We've been looking at reaction over the last couple of hours. It's been really busy traffic, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Expectations for Ed Miliband were very low. He was very much the underdog, 34 points behind in the ratings. It was all to play for, and it's been a very interesting night.
Well, let's take a look at some of the tweets. First off, David Cameron from Emily Perry. Paxman shoots, he scores. David winces, he doesn't know what to do. It's over, he's done. Battle for number 10. Paxman gets to the very heart of Cameron's vulnerability, an impression that he is weak against the strong and strong against the weak. And it was a really tough start, wasn't it, from Paxman? And that really was reflected on social media.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, it's this massive question about vulnerability, weak, strong and fairness and inequality that Labour are going to press on again and again.
The next one, initial impression was that he was tetchy, would rather be somewhere else, but then the PM did want to avoid the TV duels altogether. That's from Jeremy Cliff. Let's look at some more. Let's bring them down. Stefan, this is a bit like a nightmare tutorial, and Dave has shown up with a slightly ropey essay, and that was really the theme, wasn't it? But then, as we got on to the economy, Dan Hodges, noticeable how much more confident Cameron is when the issue's the economy. Cameron truly in his element in this format, really looking confident and comfortable. Will Miliband be as strong here? And it did really pick up, didn't it, as the question and answer went on?
That's right, and the economy is no doubt a strength for both the Conservatives and Cameron himself. It's where their competency lies.
Then we went into the studio audience. We had the chats for both of them. Miliband, Robert Coates says, got to say, all joking aside, Miliband is winning me over a bit. Always saw him as a bit of a doof, but now I'm not so sure. George Eaton, Miliband biting back at Paxman, a better look than Frozen Cameron. And it was a slightly different tone at the start of the Paxman-Miliband exchange. Wasn't quite as confrontational, some would say. But how do you think they did?
I think that Ed Miliband certainly overperformed against the expectations. I think probably on balance he came out best. I think he also benefited from going second, and so came out very, very strongly and didn't have the sort of slower, slightly duller start that Cameron had.
I suppose Miliband had been warmed up a bit by the audience, though, hadn't he? Miliband wrong foots Paxman on immigration, agrees the Labour government got policy wrong, seizes control of the interview, convincing. And then this great line, which got a laugh in the audience, didn't it? And Twitter went wild. You're important, Jeremy, but not that important. Miliband goes for the knockout. Labour's new campaign slogan to be, am I bothered? Battle for number 10. At the end of the day, who do you think got the upper hand?
I think, all things considered, probably Miliband just by a bit. The question is, though, will this make any difference to the polls? What will the average voter think back at home?
Indeed, we shall see. We're going to be getting more reaction in the next hour. Back to Adam.